Today we're looking at one of the best gathering commanders in the game, Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile. Before we get started, I just want to say, if you aren't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you would. It helps grow the channel and helps me create more quality Rise of Kingdoms content. Looking at Cleopatra's skills, you're going to want to skip the first one. This just does healing, no skill damage, and so it's only really useful as like a secondary for like big birder balls, or if you're going and killing a lot of barbarians, especially in SOC, it helps to heal all of your troops and have them be there out longer. What you really want to focus on is her second skill. This gets 20% gathering speed for everything. We're talking food, wood, stone, gold, and gems. Additional 10% boost when gathering stone. This makes her really, really good as like a secondary for the gold pit, or just, stone, or even gems. It's pretty useful. From there, third skill, increased load. That'll reduce the number of troops that you have to have out there. This is really good just for KVK, farming contested zones, or just to give farm killer rogues. And finally, for fourth skill, look at that. Huge boost to attack and defense for siege units when gathering from resource points. And so this is great for like fighting farm killers. If you have her with like T5 siege, you're gonna actually slap most farm killers, even with the buffs for being really strong in SOC marches. Then finally, when you expertise her, you get this Gifts the Nile. This gives extra resources in terms of resource boxes. And depending on the size of the node, you'll get more resource packs. And these are really helpful just to stockpile. It gives a little boost, and so Cleopatra, pretty good. And now, just to show you guys what her expertise skill does, you see it gives us little resource packs. And so this is a level 5 node, so I got 50. And so that's an extra 50k food, wood, or 25k gold, or 3750 stone. And so this just adds up over time. Every time you gather, you get more of these. And so it's a nice little extra oomph, if you're running out of low on resources in a KVK or something. You might notice that I have our expertise. You don't want to use any universal sculptures on this. It's very, very easy to get her from gold keys and also getting her from the strategic reserve event. So don't use any of your gold heads on Cleopatra, but if you're relatively active, you should be able to expertise her relatively quickly if you're turning and pushing really, really hard in strategic reserve. Like every gathering commander, for Cleopatra, you really only need to get her to 37. This lets you max out superior tools to get 25% gathering speed buff, as well as getting the more the better, and all the individual resource masteries. Once you have that, she's really good to go. You don't have to work on it anymore, but there are more options if you decide to level up further. If you do decide to level Cleopatra to level 60, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure to get Tourniquet. This reduces severely wounded. And this is good, just, if you end up accidentally getting caught in like fight or contested zone, this will reduce your hospital healing costs. From there, you want to work on fresh recruits because more troop capacity is always nice. You don't really never use it. I mean, I don't think I've ever filled up completely with Cleopatra, just because at the point that you get her expertise, you probably don't need to have the full complement of troops when you're gathering. Then finally, you go to the support tree because she heals with her special ability. You're gonna want to use Elixir to get more healing buffs received, as well as counterattack, which would increase the attack whenever they're healed. And if you notice, every time she gets her skill, she heals. Then lastly, I decided to reduce skill damage because it always helps to have less skill damage taken. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, or comment down below if you have any new ideas or things you'd like me to see go over in Rise of Kingdoms.